Alright, this is a quick walkthrough of my attempts to solve an Accel sensor error on a 2010 Kubota KX91-3 Super Series 2 mini excavator. So about more than a month ago, started throwing an error code number 11 for Accel sensor. Everything else worked fine. Machine operated, idle, throttle up and down, no problem. If you look up the Accel sensor, this is what Kubota gives you. This is not the Accel sensor. This is the governor sensor, but it's called the Accel sensor for whatever reason online. So I replaced the Accel sensor, thinking that was the problem. When I first installed it, this little tab here has to go into a slot on the governor lever to actually tell the computer where the governor is. So when I first incorrectly installed it, it threw a code number 12, governor sensor, and then it stopped working, as in it wouldn't throttle up or down, it just idled. So after doing that, so right there's your governor sensor. I got it reinstalled correctly. You got to pop the whole thing off. There's 3 10mm bolts. That whole thing comes off. Replace the sensor, no problem. You can see the cable right here that it senses. I correctly installed the governor sensor. Error code 12 for the governor sensor went away, but now on our control board here, moving the throttle knob did nothing to change engine speed. Still kept throwing Accel sensor. So, replace this part, this panel assembly, which is possibly where the actual Accel sensor is located. This whole unit is 250 bucks. Put in a new one of those, same problem. Still got the Accel sensor error. Engine won't idle up or down. Or throttle up or down, rather. So, then, out of nowhere, start getting error sensor, or error code for the AI motor, auto idle motor, which sits right back in here. You got to take this whole side panel off here. It's all one piece. It's not that hard. The bolts there, bolts in the bottom. Whole thing comes off. Your battery is under this plate here, and the motor's right there. So, replaced the AI motor. And that made the AI motor brake error code, I think that was number 14, go away. And then I could get the throttle knob to work just a little bit. It would go up or down, and then we'll throw the Accel sensor error code again. So, the only thing left really in the whole auto idle control system to replace will be the engine speed sensor. The engine speed sensor is down here. That's it right there. That guy. It's one 8mm bolt holding that in. You can see the governor sensor up top there too. And see, there's our cable that's connected to the auto idle motor. So we've got all these stupid sensors and everything still working a mechanically injected engine just for the auto idle feature and a little control knob instead of a good old-fashioned lever. So I just replaced that. I'm going to start the engine now and pray to God that this is it, because aside from that, I am out of ideas. I've replaced every sensor, spent about $1,000 in parts and shipping to try to figure out why it's throwing the Accel sensor error. No dealership can tell me what the problem is. They've been having to call Kubota's North American headquarters, and I don't know. It's not worth my time taking it to a dealership if they don't know what the problem is. One other thing, I've got this whole thing taken off here, loosened, this whole cover. One other thing, the AI pressure switch sends a signal to the auto idle control unit, as in when the engine isn't warmed up, you're not going to get the auto idle feature. So the AI pressure switch sends power to the auto idle motor. That is right here. there's your AI pressure switch. It's a pain to get to. I haven't tried replacing it. I ordered the $70 sensor just in case, but I'm getting power to the board up there, the throttle knob. So I don't think that's it, but just wanted to show y'all that's where that is, because I pulled this whole thing off just trying to figure out where it was, and I'll have to put that all back in. Again, only held in my couple bolts there and there, a couple on the bottom, so not the end of the world. But let's see if this will fix it, because otherwise I don't know what the problem could be. We replaced the governor sensor, the switch unit here, the auto idle motor, and just now the engine speed sensor. All of those, plus the auto idle switch, feed this system. So if those combination weren't the issue, I don't know what it would be. So there we go. And look at that, we're still getting a goddamn Accel sensor error. This is incredible.